Hi, Pro-Life Gen. It's Kristan Hawkins. Welcome to this new episode of How to Win This Week on the Explicitly Pro-Life podcast. And today I have some bad news. The CDC, the Center for Disease Control, recently released their 2019 abortion numbers right before the Christmas holiday, and the numbers aren't great. They're according to their 2019 abortion numbers, which, by the way, do not include California because we have no national abortion reporting law that would force abortion entities to return in all abortion numbers, adverse effects, something you would think we would want. We don't have that, but despite not having California's numbers, even though they're the largest abortion facility and provider in the country, abortion numbers were up in 2019. There was an increase, a little over 1%. But what was really interesting and very scary, and something that why I've been talking a lot about chemical abortion, is because there was a shocking increase in chemical abortions just in a couple of years. That was shown on the CDC's abortion reports. The abortion, lobby, the abortion industry, as we all know, as they've been using COVID very well to push chemical abortion. It's their post-Roe plan. I've been talking about this. They have not wasted any time in pushing chemical abortion. It was up 12.5% between 2018 and 2019. Now, some good news. Overall, the abortion rate has declined over 50% since 1980. And according to the CDC's own stats, the abortion rate has declined by 20% since 2010. So who's the big winner here? And this is why I really want to get into this for how to win this week. The big winner is Planned Parenthood and the abortion lobby, those who stand to profit from this 1% increase in abortions, who stand to profit from this 12% increase in chemical abortions. Despite, record inflation and the fact that I can't get Rice Krispie treats at the stores for my kids, or my favorite brand of yogurt, the abortion industry is doing very, very well in this economy. Their sales are up, which means their profits are up. And of course, because of our pro-abortion president and pro-abortion Congress, their government funding is up. As you all may or may not know, they dominate. Planned Parenthood dominates abortion sales in our country. They are the abortion Goliath. They control 40% of the entire abortion market share. Nearly a third of their revenue comes from private donors. That would be the Warren Buffetts, the big donors, the Tides Foundation, the Gates family, the Packard Foundation, but as well as low dollar direct mail and email donors. But 38% of their funding actually comes from us, the taxpayers. According to the Government Accountability Office, 94% of those taxpayer dollars come from the Department of Health and Human Services. My old employer, through agencies like the Office of Population Affairs, which is a racist office that was founded in order to ensure certain populations shouldn't be breeding too much. It's actually an office that really should be wiped out of HHS. But so you can see that despite everything that's going on in the economy, despite the inflation that we're all suffering from, Planned Parenthood is doing quite well. So how do we win? We need to stop the flow of money to Planned Parenthood because we all know, and as Dr. Michael New, who's a recent guest on this podcast, has talked about often in his research, when the money is offered, abortions go up. In fact, in his analysis of the CDC report that came out in November, Dr. New actually talked about West Virginia. The state of West Virginia in 2018 through a ballot initiative quit funding abortions through their state Medicaid program. As a result, and then what we saw in the 2019 CDC data was that abortion fell in West Virginia by 21%. Abortion funding always equals more abortion. So if we want to lower abortions, if we want to make abortions a thing of the past, we have to stop the flow of money. This is why politics matters. This is why who you vote for matters. This is why you can't be pro-life and vote for pro-abortion politicians who are stripping away the Hyde Amendment, which bans federal dollars from funding most abortions. Why you can't be voting for politicians who give some money to Planned Parenthood because they do some good things. That's not pro-life. Those politicians who vote for any legislation that gives money to the abortion Goliath, those who dominate 40% share of the abortion market, that's a pro-abortion vote. And the really good news is there's something else you can do beyond just voting for pro-life politicians when election time comes, or signing up with Students for Life Action, which you all should be signed up for, no matter your age, no matter your comfortability with politics, to join one of our deployment activism weekends to knock on doors for pro-life candidates. Despite that, in addition to that, I guess I should say, there's other things you can do. Students for Life has been very active in the Sanctuary City for the Unborn Project of, going to cities and working with city counselors to make cities abortion free, to declare that no abortion facility is welcome in those cities. For example, in Lubbock, Texas this summer, we were able to door knock. There was a referendum in the city, and they actually made their city abortion free, made it a sanctuary city, and the Planned Parenthood abortion facility in Lubbock has not been able to commit abortion since June 1st. We can do things like that. We can work in our communities to make sure Planned Parenthoods can't build new facilities or move to a new building. So we've been working through our Abortion Free Cities campaign, Students for Life, with pro-life activists in Rochester, New York, who are some of the toughest pro-life activists I've ever met. They're amazing, to put pressure on businesses and landlords not to allow Planned Parenthood there to relocate. As a result, the Planned Parenthood there in Brighton, New York is shutting down because their lease has been terminated. This is huge. So beyond voting for pro-life politicians, beyond voting, making sure we're advocating for politicians who will never, ever, ever, ever vote to give our state or federal taxpayer dollars to abortion vendors, we also can get involved in the grassroots level, doing everything we can to take away the financial incentive for an abortion business to locate in our community. There's lots of projects you can get involved in, but that's how we win this week.